News.
Prader-Willi syndrome is a little-known genetic disorder which causes patients to experience constant hunger and a desire to eat uncontrollably. Patients often suffer health problems, including diabetes, and many die before they reach the age of 20. There are a handful of families in Cuba, but a combination of the US economic embargo and decades of economic mismanagement have made caring for Prader-Willi patients even harder. Will Grant reports from Havana.
From the outside, Héctor Fernandez and his son Christian look perfectly normal. But Christian has a rare and devastating genetic disorder. Prader-Willi syndrome, an incurable condition in which patients have a never-ending, insatiable appetite. The fridge in their home is under lock and key, as Christian would break in to eat whatever he can get his hands on. Unsupervised, he could, in effect, eat himself to death. Prader-Willi patients, who also have intellectual development problems, must have their diets strictly controlled, as many die young from obesity or diabetes. Christian is good-natured, but his father says he can fly into such rages over food, it's taking its toll on the family. I ask myself what will happen to him when I'm gone, Héctor tells me, a common fear among parents of Prader-Willi children. And tackling the problem in Cuba is especially difficult.
Another
problem that we've been hit by is that, being a rare illness, there are very few doctors in the country who've ever seen any patients with it. They might have seen one case in 20 years, and they never have seen another. So there is no specialist here.
Héctor has Christian on a macrobiotic diet, and the local urban farm is the only place to find the vegetables he needs. Caring for a loved one with Prader-Willi syndrome is tough enough in parts of the world where the appropriate foods and the right medicines are widely available. But in Cuba, amid the shortage of basic goods, it's perhaps 10 times as hard. There have been some positive steps, though. Recently, Cuba hosted the International Prader-Willi Conference, the first time it's been held in Latin America. It brought together researchers, geneticists, and families of patients from all over the world to share their experiences.
Probably for me, the most important aspect of the conference is to get families and clinicians and scientists and caregivers talking together to learn from each other, so that people can go back home and they can argue for better services. They can argue for the right treatments for their children.
There are around 100 families on the communist-run island affected by the rare condition. With no cure to Prader-Willi, they're gradually building a network of support. And together they hope to find new ways to manage their awful, unique situation. Will Grant, BBC News, Havana.